This girl is known across the school as the ugly girl, but no one knows that once she takes off her glasses and fixes herself up, she becomes the most eye-catching person on campus. Her figure has always been deliberately hidden under loose clothes, so almost no one has ever truly noticed her. Before learning the truth, Jack had been deeply troubled by Lucy's confession. To avoid dating her, he would rather help senior Amy and his childhood friend Annie try to win over his best friend Kevin. What Jack never expected was that, when Kevin found out about all this, Amy and Annie pushed all the blame onto him. This made Jack furious. He had done everything he could to help them come up with ideas, yet somehow he ended up being the one accused. In a burst of anger, Jack exposed everything they had asked him to do. He thought that as long as he explained things clearly to Kevin afterward, the whole mess would finally be over. At that moment, Lucy suddenly confronted Jack out loud, asking why he was helping Amy and Annie pursue Kevin, while also trying so hard to introduce her to Kevin. Jack instantly panicked. He didn't like Lucy to begin with, and Kevin had feelings for her, which was why he had made those arrangements. Before Jack could explain himself, he was already labeled the villain by everyone around him. An enraged Kevin even punched Jack to the ground. In the end, Jack was branded as someone who played with girls' feelings, even though he had done nothing wrong. What happened in the library was also seen and quickly spread around. From that point on, Jack was completely isolated by everyone, and was even kicked out of the student council by Amy. A few days later, Lucy suddenly messaged Jack and told him to come to the library. Although he felt resistant toward her, he still went during lunch break. Strangely enough, Lucy only asked him to help find some books. While Jack was looking, Kevin suddenly showed up. Jack immediately panicked, afraid that another misunderstanding would completely ruin him. Kevin came to see Lucy every noon, openly expressing his feelings for her, hiding behind the bookshelves. Jack even silently rooted for Kevin in his heart. At that moment, Lucy shyly asked Kevin if she could ask him something. Kevin instantly got excited. But what Lucy said next left him completely stunned. Seeing Kevin still pretending not to understand, Lucy bluntly revealed everything about how he had framed Jack. It turned out Lucy had seen through it long ago. Kevin couldn't possibly have failed to notice Amy's and Annie's feelings. He only pretended not to know, because he wanted to use those feelings to set Jack up. As long as cracks formed between them and Jack, Kevin could slowly take everything away from him. Kevin was shocked that Lucy knew all of this. Jack's refusal to keep helping him pursue Lucy had completely enraged him, triggering a series of revengeful actions. Looking back on Kevin's past behavior, Jack found it hard to accept, but realized everything now made sense. Kevin's flustered reaction at that moment was practically a confession. Kevin couldn't understand why Lucy would help Jack now. After exposing his so-called crimes, Lucy explained that she had deliberately taken the opposite side, so Kevin would let his guard down. Jack never imagined that Lucy was this sharp, or that she had feelings for him. Under Lucy's pressure, Kevin finally revealed the real reason he had framed Jack. Back in middle school, a girl Kevin liked had once asked him for help. She had a crush on Jack, and wanted Kevin to connect them. Kevin couldn't accept that. The girl he had liked for 2 years was in love with Jack, so he chose revenge. What crushed Kevin even more was that the girl standing in front of him now also admitted she liked Jack. Overcome with humiliation and rage, Kevin spat out vicious words, not knowing Jack was hiding nearby, and heard everything clearly. Kevin then demanded to know when Lucy had started liking Jack. Lucy didn't answer directly, but instead scolded him harshly. She admitted that she truly noticed Jack at last year's baseball game. Hearing this, Jack couldn't remember it at all. He only vaguely recalled being talked to by a very striking girl that day, never realizing that person had been Lucy all along. When Lucy refused to listen to Kevin anymore, he lost control and was about to do something extreme. At that moment, Lucy glanced toward where Jack was hiding. The next second, Jack stepped out, making Kevin break out in a cold sweat. Jack angrily grabbed Kevin by the collar, scolded him fiercely, and demanded that he apologize to Amy and Annie, making it clear that not liking someone never justifies hurting them. After Kevin left, Lucy confessed her feelings to Jack once again. Jack couldn't accept it right away, and turned to leave. What he didn't know was that 2 other people had silently heard everything after he left. The next day, an unaware Jack found Amy standing by his shoe locker. He coldly told her to leave, but Amy apologized and walked away. Annie also changed her attitude, no longer allowing others to target Jack maliciously. Most shockingly of all, Kevin publicly admitted his wrongdoing in front of the entire class. At last, all the misunderstandings surrounding Jack were cleared. Just then, Lucy asked him if he wanted to know why Kevin had fallen for her. She slowly took off her glasses and fixed the appearance she had deliberately hidden for so long. Standing in front of Jack was no longer that plain, forgettable girl. Only then did Jack finally remember. Lucy was the very girl who had spoken to him first at last year's baseball game.